Hey photographers, it's that time of year again. Tax season is right around the corner and 1099s are about to start landing in your inbox. But wait, do you know what to do with those 1099s when you receive them? Or better yet, do you know when and how to send them if you paid other photographers or contractors this year? Don't worry, today's video is your guide to 1099s, what they are, why they matter, and the steps you need to take to handle them properly, both as someone who receives 1099s and someone who issues them. Trust me, understanding this now will save you so much stress later on. Hi, my name is Heather and I am a wedding and senior photographer based in PA. On this channel, I love educating other photographers about taxes and finances as a small business owner, and I'm so excited you're here. By the end of this video, you'll understand what 1099s are and what you need to do as a small business owner. This video is brought to you by my 15 business tax category breakdowns guide. In this guide, I'll walk you through the 15 most common tax write-off categories and what expenses fall under each of them. Plus, I'll give you a few caveats that you should know about for a few of the categories, and you can grab the link to this guide down in the show notes. All right, let's start with the basics. A 1099 form is used to report income that wasn't earned through a traditional employer. For photographers like us, this typically happens in two main situations. The first one is receiving 1099s. When you work as a contractor for another business or photographer, say you second shot a wedding or did some freelance editing work, you'll likely get a 1099 NEC form from them if they paid you $600 or more during the year. The other situation is you issuing 1099s. If you hired second shooters, editors, or other independent contractors this year and you paid them more than $600, you're responsible for issuing a 1099 NEC to them. In short, 1099s tell the IRS how much income a freelancer or contractor earned outside of regular employment. Now, let's talk about receiving a 1099. If you worked as a second shooter, associate photographer, or contractor and earned $600 or more, you should expect to receive a 1099 NEC by January 31st. Here's what to do when you receive it. The first thing you want to do is double check the information. Make sure your name, address, and income amount are all correct. If something looks off, reach out to that person or business who issued it and have them fix it. The second thing you want to do is keep it for your records. You'll need this form when you file your taxes because the IRS needs to have a copy of it. And then the last thing you want to do is report the income. Even if you didn't get a 1099 for some freelance work, maybe because you earned $400, so it was less than that $600 threshold, the IRS still expects you to report all income earned for the year, so keep good records. A pro tip is if you didn't make $600 with a client, they aren't required to send you a 1099, but you still need to include that income in your tax return. So make sure you're tracking it throughout the year. Use a spreadsheet or some sort of form of tallies to know how much you made and if it was over that $600 threshold or below it. Now, let's switch gears and talk about issuing 1099s. If you paid any independent contractor $600 or more this year, again, that could be second shooters, virtual assistants, or editors, you're required to send them a 1099 NEC, and here's how to do it. First things first, you need to collect their info even before that January 31st deadline. You'll need a completed W-9 form from anyone you hired. This form gives you their name, address, and social security or EIN number. If you don't already have this form from your contractors, reach out and ask them for it ASAP. And then the next thing you need to do is file the 1099 NEC. You can file these forms online using platforms like QuickBooks, tax1099.com, or directly through the IRS's e-file system. You'll need to send a copy to the contractor and to the IRS by January 31st. A big tip is if you work with a bookkeeper or CPA, have them do this for you so that you can make sure nothing gets missed and you're giving the correct information. And then lastly, make sure you keep records of payments. Double check your bookkeeping or bank statements to confirm you paid them at least $600 over the year. Payments made through credit cards or PayPal aren't included here because those platforms issue their own 1099-K forms. So if you're not sure whether someone qualifies as a contractor, reach out to your CPA for guidance. It's always better to ask than to skip issuing a required 1099. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about a couple of common 1099 mistakes I see photographers make. The first one is waiting too long. Don't wait until the last minute to collect W-9 forms or send 1099s. Get ahead of the game now so you're not scrambling in late January. The second thing is forgetting small contractors. If you hired a contractor, even if it was just once or twice this year, double check your records to see if you hit that $600 threshold. And then the third thing I see is not reporting income. Even if you don't get a 1099, the income you earned still needs to be reported on your taxes. So stay organized and keep good records, and this process will be so much easier year after year. And there you have it, your guide to 1099s as a photographer. Whether you're receiving them for freelance work or issuing them to contractors, staying on top of this will keep your business legit and stress-free when tax season rolls around. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tax and business tips for photographers. And let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about 1099s. I'm happy to help. Now, don't forget to grab my free 15 business tax category breakdowns guide so you can confidently track your expenses to lower your taxable income. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.